Gary, good morning.
Good morning.
I got to tell you, very disappointed. I really felt that. I guess my question is why 12 teams this year? Last year they had 11 teams. Why does the NCAA only do, like in the Division I, they'll have 16 teams? What's the reason?
Yeah, it is different by division, and the formula at the Division III level is for every 7 teams in the membership, you get one to the tournament. The ratio, yeah. So I think in Division I, it's 1 every 5 or something like that.
Hey, I do have to say though, that a Saturday night's game or Saturday afternoon's game was a great game. I know you don't want to necessarily hear that, but it was a great game.
Yeah, I know it was. It was a good hockey game, and it was what you expect with a Hobart Utica. You knew it was going to be a 1-goal close game, and our guys played well. I thought we had plenty of chances to do it. In the end, somebody's got to lose, and we didn't execute on the offensive end the way we usually do. So we go home disappointed. They took the top 7 ranked teams in the East, and we ended up 8th. So. You fall 1 goal short of making your goal, getting into that tournament. So we'll turn our focus to being gracious and good hosts, and do our best to host this thing again and be in it the next time.
It would have been. Let's see. How can we look at this? It would have been a lot of pressure to be playing at home. No, I don't think we can look at it any other way. But you're right. I mean, we failed in the middle of the year. We had that little 4-game losing streak. Yeah. I think you got to go back to that. Yep.
And, if you win 1 or 2 of those games in there against teams, quite honestly, you should have beat. You're training this week still, so I don't think we handled the pressure all that well. The entire year, but we'll learn from it.
Yeah.
And,
How about you?
I think we will blow it up. I think this will be a great tournament here in Utica, New York, and. With who's in the field, it sets up pretty good where you'll have some teams that will travel with fans, and I think the region will really benefit from it.
And obviously, it would be awesome to see Hamilton make it to the Final Four, their first trip to the NCAA tournament.
And they've had a great year. We just did our All-American votes, and I picked their goaltender as the best goalie in the country, and it's very exciting for them. Obviously, there's a piece of my heart there as well. So, wishing those guys luck, and you're in the tournament, so anything can happen.
And I gotta say that for Saturday night's game against Saturday afternoon's game against Hobart, that goal came so quickly, and your goalie was really perfect through the whole game after that. And I mean, it was just that had that goal not happened, you guys win that game 1-0.
Yeah, and I think we've done that a few times this year. More than a few, probably a half a dozen times. We got scored on the first 2 minutes. So just not coming out ready to play. Seemed to be a young guy making that young mistake, but you're right. It was unfortunate because our goalie was very good, and he's a freshman. And, we're excited about the future of having him for the next few years.
All right, if you can, let's talk a little bit about what's going to happen with the. Do we have any other questions on that? I know we were debating this whole NCAA thing earlier, and
I guess
were there any other questions?
You talked about the ratio 1-7, but I feel like last year it was 11 teams. This year it's 12. I think another year I counted 10 different teams. Does the number change? We're right on that.
Yeah, the number changes because of teams creating hockey. So. We added 2 teams in our conference this year alone. I put the ratio up. Next year we'll add another 2 teams.
Okay.
So, the 11 team was just a mess, just being an odd number.
Yeah.
With a tournament bracket. So
yeah.
So the 12 is actually a pretty good number, and we're just disappointed because we truly think we are one of the top 12 teams, and those automatic bids in the weaker conferences, those always throw things off.
Yeah.
So.
And do you think you have a chance? And you've mentioned this before that if all goes well with the Frozen Four in Utica, that there's a chance that it could get back here again next year.
It wouldn't be next year. They've already picked that.
Got it.
The spots for the next 3 years after that will be announced, and we've certainly applied for them. So, I just think we have the perfect venue, the perfect location in terms of easy to get to, access, airports, blah blah blah. And, And the building is great. You know, it was a 1
yeah.
o'clock game, and you had 3,000 people. Yeah, that's 850 empty seats.
Yeah.
The place was rocking. You know, and Hobart traveled well too. I mean, when they did some good things, you heard the building.
You heard, yeah. I was really surprised when they scored there, and I thought, did we just score? And
yeah.
I was surprised by the number. Of course, I was sitting right over by their bench, so of course they were pretty excited about it. But again, it was a great. It really was a. I mean, it didn't end the way we wanted, but it was a great game.
Yeah, it was a good game. So back to the drawing board, and you know, as I told you guys, I was on the road recruiting yesterday. We landed a really, really good defenseman. So, you know, we'll be in that dogfight every year.
All right, quickly, tickets are on sale right now for the Frozen Four. This obviously, you know, come out and see some great Division III hockey.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, when those 4 teams are announced, I think you'll see a lot more buzz come about, and know which teams are coming from which region, and you know, we'll get the bars and the restaurants and the hotels all involved, and I think it'll be a great party.
All right. And again, you could go online, pick up the tickets, or go over to the auditorium, and I believe you can buy the tickets right over at the Odd. It's the Frozen Four, and this is what it's the end of the month here, so it's the 20. What's the date on it?
Yeah, I think
24,
you got 3 weeks until
got it.
until that happens. 3 weeks
Right.
of play-in games, so it we'll keep you updated.
All right, Gary, thanks so much, and congratulations on really a great season.
Hey, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Head coach Gary Heenan, and it was that goal just came so quickly in the beginning, and then he was perfect after that. Obviously, they gave up the goal in overtime, but